Hi, my name is Mary with Sewing for Madison. In today's tutorial video, I'm going to show you how to make this zippered bag in our sewing machine. This is a very easy, beginner-friendly project to do. Let's go over the supplies that you're going to need for today's project. You need a piece of fabric. My fabric is cut 10 inches by 19 inches. I've went ahead and I've pre-pressed it. You also need a zipper. This is I believe it's a 12-inch zipper. Yep, this is a 12-inch zipper. It needs to be a little bit longer than your bag. You need a pencil. You need a rotary blade. You need a pair of straight scissors, a ruler, and a pair of pinkening shears. So if you don't know what pinkening shears are, I refer to them as alligator shears. And they, instead of having a straight edge, this has a beveled edge. Kind of looks like little spikes. So like an alligator's mouth. So we're going to use these at the end. Our first thing that we need to do with our project is to prep our fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and move all of this stuff out of the way. I am going to stretch my fabric out, and we're going to mark the top part of our fabric. So I'm going to grab my pencil, and from our top line here, I'm going to draw one line across our fabric, just like this. Then I'm going to move a 1/2 inch in, and I'm going to mark another line. And then I'm going to move one more time, a 1/2 inch in, and mark one more line. Okay? Now, you can see that I have 3 lines. You are going to use your rotary cutter and cut this middle line. Make sure it's all lined up on both sides. Go ahead and cut your fabric, and you should have 2 separated pieces like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the ironing board, and we're going to take this short piece with us, and we're going to take this zipper with us. Okay, I forgot to mention 2 supplies that you need for your project today because they were over here on my ironing board. You will also need hem tape. Now, hem tape is not necessary, but it really helps beginning sewers. This is something that I used when I first learned how to sew. I'm a self-taught sewer, and it really helped me keep my lines straight and my fabric all together. So if you want to use this as a beginner sewer, by all means. I've been sewing for a few years now, and I still use this. So I'm going to link this down in the description along with all the other supplies that I have. The other thing you're going to need is pins or clips. I really like the clips because they're super easy. I don't have to worry about sticking my finger and bleeding all over my project. So that's a personal preference. You can do either or, but I'm going to show you this project using clips. Okay. So our first step here is you want to have your zipper to the right, okay? So this is the zipper pull on this side. You can see it right here, and that needs to be on the right. And I know that's going to feel a little backwards, but trust me, it has to be on the right. You're going to take your small piece. You can see the line that we made here, and what you're going to do is you're going to fold your fabric up to that line, and then you are going to press this down with your iron. So it should look just like this. Okay, once you have that pressed down, you're going to grab your hem tape. It is sticky on one side and it has paper on the other. And you're going to put that along that fabric that you just pressed down. Just tear it with your finger at the end. Now you're going to repress that. This time you're going to do it a little bit longer because we want that glue to come off the paper. So follow your box on your hem tape. Usually it's about 6 to 10 seconds, but depending on what kind of brand you get, it may be a little different. Okay, so that is all down. Now you're going to take the corner and you're going to rip that paper off. Okay, this part's sticky. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your zipper, you're going to flip your fabric over, and you're going to adhere it onto your zipper. So I'm just lightly pressing it down with my fingers. Now that it's all pressed down, I'm going to go ahead and iron it to secure that glue. Now I want you to notice that I am far away from this presser foot. I am far away from this zipper pull, and that's for a reason. It's easier to sew that way. So now I'm going to adhere that glue to the zipper. Just takes a little bit of pressing and we're ready to go. Now, if you don't, this is a very light tack down. It's not super sticky, so it can come off pretty easily. This is a temporary hold. I like to put a clip on this side and then hold this side with my finger, and we're going to head over to the sewing machine. Okay, we are at our sewing machine, and today we are using a basic Brother sewing machine. The model number for this is NS80E, and it's about as most basic as you can get. So I'm going to zoom out so I can show you the machine a little bit. So you have a dial here and all the different choices of stitching, and it has a small little LED window. You have a top thread up there, and it's real easy to follow the numbers, and you've got a top load bobbin. So absolutely love this as a beginner machine. It's so easy to use, and I really like it. All right, back to sewing our bag. Now, what I have here is our regular presser foot. For this project, you do not need to put a zipper foot on. If you want to have a closer stitch to your zipper, by all means, but for this, I'm just keeping it super beginner friendly and easy, and this is my everyday foot. So what you want to do is you want to load in your fabric, okay? And you're going to use your little lever on your machine to put your presser foot down pretty close to the edge of your fabric. So you want to be butted up against that zipper and then at the edge of your fabric. Now I'm going to use my foot pedal and I'm going to go forward a couple stitches. This is just on a basic straight stitch. Okay, now to secure that, I want to back up. So I'm going to hit my back up button, which is right there. And I'm going to back this up. Just a couple stitches, and now I'm going to go back forward again and continue my straight line. Now you can go as slow or as fast as you want. I have my sewing machine set on a medium speed. So as a beginner, I had it set on the slowest possible, but this is your choice. Now, you don't want that clip to get sucked in there, so make sure you remove that. We're going to go all the way to the end. And then we're going to back up again to lock that in. Okay? Now, this machine does not have an auto cutter, so I have to hit my needle button to bring my needle back up. And then I'm going to manually bring up my presser foot. And then I got to slide my project out and trim my strings or thread with scissors. So this is a very basic machine, no fancy buttons. All right, so now we have this zipper secured on this side. We need to do the same process on the other side. So we're going back to the ironing board. All right, so you're gonna grab your long piece of fabric. Now I like to turn it this way. And then here's our line that we had earlier. You're gonna repeat the same step you did just a minute ago. So you're gonna fold this down and you're gonna press it. We're folding that fabric down to that pencil line that we drew. And we're gonna put our hem tape on. Okay, now we need to get the paper part off, so we're going to press again, just a little bit longer. That loosens up that glue so we can remove the paper. Then you're going to find the edge. You're going to remove that, and then you are going to put that part on the bottom part of your zipper. Okay, once you have that in place, you want to use your iron again and press and hold to get that glue secured to the zipper. For this, I like to put clips on both sides on my way to the sewing machine because this fabric is now heavy and I don't want my hem tape to come off while I'm walking to the machine. Okay, now you might notice our zipper is over on our left-hand side, so it opens this way, it opens to the right, and that is the correct way. You don't want to open zippers to the left. Okay, all right, back to the machine. Okay, so we're back at the sewing machine, and we're going to just repeat the same process. So you want to make sure that your fabric is all bundled on your right hand side. If you need to roll it like this, that's fine. You want to make sure it's not underneath here when you start to sew. I'm going to remove this clip, slide my fabric in, manually put my presser foot down. I'm going to go a few stitches, and then we're going to reverse to lock that in, and then continue our straight stitch along that zipper line. Remove our clip. Make sure that you do your reverse on the side here. Okay, we're going to cut our strings, and then we're heading back to the ironing board for the next step. Okay, here we have our project laid out, and what you want to do is open your zipper halfway. Okay, so now we've opened it halfway. We're going to fold the end of the fabric up to the top of the fabric, and then we're going to flip it over. Okay, so it should look like this. Now we're going to use our clips to start clipping this in place. You can use as many clips as you want. Always make sure that you have clips on the zipper line. A few more. On this part where it is separated, I like to use 2 clips. And we'll do one more. Okay, now we're going to head back to the sewing machine. Okay, for this next part, what you're going to do is insert the bottom part of your bag, and the edge of your fabric should be at the edge of your presser foot here. You're going to do a lock-in stitch, so a few forward, then a few in reverse, and you're going to continue on with your straight stitch all the way around the bag. Just let the machine take the fabric. Now we're coming up to the zipper, and we're going to do this a little bit different. So you're going to run your straight stitch through the zipper. Once you get to the other side, you're going to reverse. Okay, and then you're going to run through it one more time. Now we're almost to the corner. Now you can see that my needle is down. You keep your needle down, you lift your manual presser up, and you rotate your fabric. So your needle's still down. When you flip your bag, put your manual presser down, and then continue on with your straight stitch. So I'm going to show you that one more time when we get to the other corner. Okay, we're coming up on the corner. A few more stitch, needles down, lift your presser foot up, rotate your fabric. Okay, now here I'm a little bit out, so I'm going to do that again in a couple more stitches. Okay, rotate again. That's closer to where I want to be. Now I'm going to remove this clip up here on the top of the zipper. And I'm going to remove the bottom clip, and then I'm going to use my fingers here to make sure that my zipper is together for the most part, okay, as I go through and stitch this one. Okay, now we're through. We're going to reverse, and we're going to go forward again. Almost to the end. Remember, once you get to the end of your bag, you want to do that reverse stitch to lock it in. Okay, perfect. We are all done with that. Cut our thread. Now we're going to go back to our work table. Okay, now we are ready to cut out our edges here. So I like to take my straight scissors and cut the zipper out first. So you're going to make a little notch next to the zipper side and then trim that off first. Same on the other side. Okay, and since this bag is not lined, if you leave this edge raw, it's going to start fraying like it is right now. So we use our alligator scissors to go ahead and prevent fraying. So what you're going to do is just take your alligator scissors and go straight down the line. I'm leaving about a 1/4 inch allowance between my cut and the stitches. And you're going to do that around all the sides. Get that scrap out of the way. Okay, now it is time to turn our bag right side out. So remember, we left that zipper open. What you basically want to do is grab a corner, push it out with your finger, all 4 corners, as we rotate that fabric out. Okay, once you push it out through, you just want to smooth it out, close your zipper. And our last step is to head back to the ironing board and press this. Right now this zipper is really poofy and I want it to lay nice and flat, so we have to press it to do that. Thank you for watching. That was a really fun, easy beginner sewer project. So things that you can use these type of bags for is pretty much anything. I use it for my pretend play sets, and felt food gets stored in them, but you can use these for a variety of things. So I really like that it has a front closure that's not on the very top. That's probably my favorite thing about this bag. I hope that you learned something new today. Remember, all of the products that we used, all like the hem tape, the clips, all of that is going to be down in the description. Make sure that you like this video and you subscribe for more tips, tricks, and tutorials. Until next time, happy crafting.